right, welcome back. Happy holidays. We are Eric Drink Whiskey, Miller here.
Simpson here.
And now, in a world filled with advent calendars galore surrounding whiskey, Eric and I are doing something a little bit different for our holiday season here on Eric Drink Whiskey. Tonight, we are kicking off the holiday season with a couple of bottles that we feel really highlight kind of that Christmassy, wintry flavor profile. We got a couple of those lined up. And then the rest of the month, we will have our gift guide to help those out there who want to buy a bottle of bourbon or scotch or rye for those that they love or care about. Eric and I are going to try to walk you through and kind of decipher that process and recommend some bottles out there that make good gifts. But let's get to drinking some whiskey.
I love whiskey. All right.
Now, sir, what flavors do you associate with this holiday season?
You grew up in the South like I did, but I'm pretty sure that most people always have that grandma's cooking smell as the central focal point of Christmas.
that nondescript, just baked goods.
Yeah, it's anywhere from like a bunch of allspice or some form of gingerbread-ish stuff, whether it be cookies or whatnot. There's always like a hint of just frosting. You get, like I was saying earlier, gingerbread smells, just clove. There's always like the weird potpourri Christmas smell too that's in there. It's kind of overwhelming. Yeah, a little bit, but it's warm. That's a good way to explain it. Something that's warm and something that's not your typical daily routine.
Right. I get the thing that screams holiday season for me, and as would be evidenced by the number of candles that smell like it around my house. And that's one thing that Kendra loves is like that cinnamon, apple cinnamon, like you were saying, the baking spices, the clove, nutmeg, all of that. I love the smell of like fresh cut pine, that piney, resiny, cedary type smell as well. And then, that kind of warmth, that almost like brandy just warmth, just kind of hugs you real tight. So we have dug through our memories and of tastings past and put together a lineup of some bottles that we think draw on these flavors and kind of create an experience of the holiday season. Now, a little caveat before we get started, our thing with Eric Drink Whiskey has been, we're hunting those sub 50 easy finds, to recommend as daily drinkers and things like that. These are a little bit more difficult to find and a little bit steeper in price. But I think, I speak for both of us, I think we're okay with that. These are bottles that, at least in my personal experience, I'm only pulling out this time of year because of that flavor profile. I'm not going to drink something that tastes like cinnamon cookies in the middle of August,
right?
For instance. So that's what we're doing here. All of these can be found fairly easily. You're not going to have anything super marked up either, or shouldn't at least. But there's always a possibility. Eric, you want to? Well, I guess we'll run down the 4 bottles and then jump into whichever one we feel like first.
All right. So let's see. Eric and I collaborated, like you said, in digging out some of like core flavors that we're looking for around Christmas time. So just rattling through them, we've got Maker's Mark 101. It's a newly limited release.
I think it used to be like a gift shop only.
It was a gift shop only, I think, and then it went into duty free shops as a leader. for a little while, and then I think they're testing the market. It's eventually going to become like a mainstay product, but it's in test market strategy at the moment.
So, and just for we'll get to it on down the road.
Yeah. All right. Next up, Russell's Reserve Single Barrel Rye, one of my favorites.
We actually did that one with Rare Bird the first time we had him on, didn't we?
Yeah. Shout out to DJ. Next up, your second or third most expensive, depending on what store you're in, Noah's Mill. And the most expensive out of this group, a Midwinter Night's Dram. All right.
So, okay.
Okay. So, I think we should dive into Makers 101.
All right. Makers 101. I was, so this came out summer of this year, 2020. I was actually very excited about this. I have been a big fan of Maker's Mark for a little while. And love a higher proof bourbon anyway. So this hits 11 points higher than regular Makers. At regular Makers is 90 proof. And depending on which bottle you get, just a couple of percentage points down below their cask strength. So kind of splitting right up the middle.
And their barrel entry proof, we found out the other day, was 107.
Right.
Or something, no. 110, my bad. I think that was it. I got to go back and confirm that in text, but it's still a lower entry proof. So even at 101, you're not that far down. I get a wintergreen spearmint gum.
Yeah, it's definitely a wintergreeny kind of it had like really potent wintergreen, kind of straddles the line with cinnamon in some of the flavors just a little bit, which is why we picked this one.
Yeah. I get Wrigley's. Which is funny because like with weeders, I've always gotten a bubblegum note with weeded bourbons just in my tastings, and it's funny that I do get gum on this, but it's not the normal gum. It's like the spearmint.
I personally flavor wise go more juicy fruit. But it's a nice kind of cinnamony tingle, like kind of a big red right at the beginning, fades into that kind of juicy fruit.
I get cinnamon red hot and peanut brittle.
Okay.
A thick, not on the none of that on the nose. All that was on taste. Almost like buying like that not just like Planters peanuts, but like if you just get some like, I know you're from South Georgia, just like fresh roasted peanuts.
Damn you and your power of suggestion. Cinnamon all day long on the front of the palate. I got that with my first sip. But after it sat in my glass while I had to mess with my camera, you folks watching the video won't have seen that. I get peanut brittle, not like old tub peanut brittle, because that is potent.
Right.
But yeah, just a hint. It's pretty good.
All right.
So cinnamony, candy-y. That's why we picked it. Just kind of a nice warming.
In the course of Christmas meals, I would put this as a good little appetizer.
And I mean, look at the bottle. It screams Christmas. You know, the red chip and the gold, and it's beautiful.
Cute.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Who gives a shit that it's made by Beam? It's cute. Or not made by Beam, sorry, owned by Beam. The bourbon.
I'll say
Zig Files after me.
let's jump to Noah's Mill.
Oh, hey, going to the main course.
One, I'm just saying, let's go to the other bourbon and then hit the 2 ryes.
Yeah, I know. I was messing with you.
So Noah's Mill. A little background on this show. We started
on this one
doing like a weekly tasting with a group of friends on Zoom. Folks I'd never met before that Eric knew. And one of the bottles I'd picked up during that was Noah's Mill. And Noah's Mill's delicious.
Cools you up.
But even then, and this was 6 months ago, I was like, this tastes like Christmas. And I actually haven't poured any out of this bottle since then.
Just a quick, I know we touched on it before, I believe, but quick backstory on Noah's Mill. It's made by Willett Distillery. It used to be 15 years age stated, but stocks and stuff kind of didn't prep for the bourbon boom, so it's now a blend. They say it's a blend of 4 to 15-year-old bourbon at 100 and it's an odd proof, 114.3 proof. But yeah, small little backstory. It's still an aged, a pretty good aged whiskey. So I mean, you're not gonna be chasing down what it used to be. It is good as it is.
Now, also in the family of Noah's Mill, you have Rowan's Creek, which is a very similar looking bottle. You have Johnny Drum, Kentucky Vintage,
Pure Kentucky,
and Old Bardstown, right?
Yeah, there's a couple of random ones in there, but those are the ones you're gonna be able to
and
find.
They, at least in my opinion, you can tell they're all part of the same family. But Noah's Mill carries the holiday flavor the most of all of them.
It's set like there's minute differences between those Willett profiles, sub 100 proof. This one I can separate it. Not because it's the higher proof, but like its flavor profile is just leaps and bounds different. To which I reply with peanut butter fudge. My God.
So this thing's oily as sin. You can't see it. I got oil all over the inside of my glass.
Oily Legs, my stage name.
That's your stage name. So on my nose, I get like strawberry Twizzlers.
Interesting.
Like not real strawberries, but not straight candle wax. A little bit of peanut.
I can feel like the granulated sugar that is in the batter that they made that fudge with this. Like I feel the granules shoving up my nose like sugary nose clams. For those of y'all who don't know what that is, look it up. I'm not repeating it.
As sweet as it smells, there is sweetness on it, but I'm almost met with kind of a little bit of a salted caramel flavor, cinnamon, and then a little bit of like that peanut candy, like Boston baked bean candy.
There you go. That's what I was trying to think of for the 101. That's the note I was looking for. Nailed it. All right. This
is another good holiday drinker.
This is the turkey. I know we're about to go to a turkey product, but this is the turkey. This is the smoked turkey. It's got some goodness in that profile that kind of it fills the stomach. This stuff, like I still get my peanut brittle. I still get confectionate sugar mixed with that fudge taste, and it is hot, buddy. And I got a fresh crack too. I'm not sure how long yours been open, but this is a fresh bottle.
It does have some heat to it. It warms you. You get that warming in your chest, almost like you do with a brandy.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's another thing that makes me think holiday is because, you know, right now for Florida, it's cold as hell. And this is exactly what I want to be drinking. Something full-bodied, something with a cinnamony flavor, something that's going to have a warming to it. You know, you could definitely see yourself sitting around a fire, you know, sipping this on a cool night and warming up a little bit. Terrific full body bourbon. Retails about what, $56, $58?
Yeah, give or take.
Again, and going back, I don't think we mentioned it. Maker's 101 retails for about $35. Yes, these are a little more expensive, but for a bottle, you're only going to bring out maybe a couple months out of the year, or take to a Christmas party, or, you know, share with family. I think it's worth it for the experience that comes with it. It's such a unique flavor and unique bottle. So,
before we head to our dessert whiskey, I say we head into our let's see, sit by the fire whiskey. How about that?
You lost me. Which one are we doing?
Russell's.
Okay.
This little baby, I do not get plain at all. This to me is like lemon squares with a lot of lemon frosting on it, a touch of ginger, you know, like ginger zest.
Now I smell lemon squares. Now, y'all talked about that entire tasting. I was like, I'll smell pine trees. No, I get lemons. I get that kind of lemony vanilla.
I've always wondered what it was with this particular rye, because it's only turkey rye that I get that off of,
and non-chill filter. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
and 104 proof.
Yeah. So I've said this before too with DJ, but like this is something that I would mix with like tea.
It is. It's very herbal. I remember that that exact conversation. Yeah, it's definitely, you still get some of that lemon, some of that vanilla. I pick up some of that kind of black peppery, gingery resin.
Yep. Little on the back end there.
But yeah, there's like a tea. There's a mellowness to it.
It's not it's a good proof for the rye. Like the rye is shown and it makes itself known. But that proof point on there is perfect, I think, for this.
It's a good proof for this blend and this age of rye.
Yep.
Or this batch of rye. Because it drinks smooth at 104 proof. 101 rye, I love it, but it's spicy.
Mm-hmm. And it's younger too now. Like I would, you know, it's not a, with the amount of rye stock they have, they're stingy on what they're going to use for it. So I would assume it's pretty much 4 and 5 year old rye, you know, at 101, and this is 6, obviously.
So our final bottle, this one is new to my collection. I'll admit I picked this up about a month and a half ago. This is High West's Midwinter Night's Dram, obviously named after the Shakespeare play Midsummer Night's Dream. They do releases of it each year. It's got this really cool label. My particular bottle is Act 8, Scene 1. I'm
Act 5.
Came out this year. So High West is a distillery out in Park City, Utah. Midwinter Night's Dram is High West's double rye. So this is, I think, 2 different ages of straight rye whiskey. And they have rested it finished it in a port wine barrel.
French oak port wine.
French oak port barrel. My mistake.
Not that means a hell of shit, but you know.
So kind of a very cool concept. Finished bourbons, finished whiskeys are kind of all the rage right now. I think this was one of the ones that started it. This has been out probably 8 years now. I'm gonna shut up and pour it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who put the.
So we drink Scotch. We drink Scotch all of October, so we're kind of used to finished whiskey. It picks up some of those fruity flavors from whatever type of wine barrel it's finished in. Also picks up some colors. So this has a nice deep golden. The hell would you call this color, Eric? Copper, right?
Rusty. Rusty shackle. This is Rusty Shackelford port. Ooh, some deep dark fruit.
That smells so good.
Kind of subduing the rye a little bit. I remember when I first tried this, and I didn't know it was a rye. A little bit of that dill there. One of the true rye smells there.
I'll be damned. This is the first one I've got dill on. Dark fruit and dill. Hey, that's our traveling name.
There you go.
Yeah, when I bought this, I wanted a bottle. You had told me that it was good. So my buddy Bobby up in Valdosta at the Liquor Barn posted on Facebook they got some bottles in, and we were actually heading up there for a visit that weekend. I was like, you got to save me one. So I swung through and grabbed my first bottle of Midwinter Night Stream. So thanks, Bobby, if you're watching. I know you are.
I ain't steered you wrong yet.
So yeah, that's kind of it opens up. I get, some of those typical whiskey notes. That's so good. Who the hell thought of this? My guess is it was either founder David Perkins or master distiller Brendan Coyle, per the back of my bottle.
This is a great dessert. It's a great dessert whiskey.
You've got the sweetness of that port barrel. You've got that dark fruit on the palate. But what you also get is that rye whiskey flavor. It's sweet, yes, but you finish with some of that oak and a nice black peppery, like medium long finish.
I like finished ryes. I don't like just regular straight rye whiskey that's a higher rye. I either drink a Kentucky rye to kind of get that corn to kind of balance out a little bit, or I'll get a higher rye that's finished, because that finish will kind of bring the rye down a little bit for me.
Calm it down a little bit.
Yeah, but this is delicious. As I've always loved this blend.
I can't say anything bad about it. And now it is a little steep on price. You're looking at
$90 to $110.
Yeah, maybe upwards of $120. I'll say though, for a special occasion bottle like this, it doesn't disappoint at any of those prices.
Finished whiskeys oxidize a little harder. So if you get sub 50% of your bottle, start killing it.
Kill it or put it in
it'll turn.
we talked about this with Scott from the Scott's Chest Dummies. Put it in a smaller bottle, right?
Right. Either put in a smaller bottle, or you can use the with the like what they would use with wine, like an air saver.
Yeah.
Or I forgot, that's like CO2 or whatever they put in there.
And that was specifically when we were talking about that, specifically wine finished whiskeys oxidize quicker. So what a fun little flight. What a weird flight. First off, Who the hell would have put these 4 whiskeys together besides us?
I know it's been from you have Maker's Mark product, a Willet product,
A turkey product,
and a High West product. So there you go.
Such great flavors that kind of just get you in that holiday mood, that kind of sit by the fire and listen to some Bing Crosby. And
where can they find us there, Mr. Miller?
You can find us on Instagram. It is at Eric's_drink_whiskey. Especially at Christmas, we're going to be posting a lot of kind of different stuff. Obviously, we're going to be touting our videos, but we've got some. I will show you what we got as we go on. YouTube, you're already here. Give us a subscription, or go ahead and subscribe to us. You're going to get notified when our videos drop, either via email, in your desktop or your browser or your mobile app, whatever you use to watch YouTube videos. That's going to do 2 things. Again, you're going to get notified. The other thing it does is it kind of feeds the YouTube data monster. And as folks are watching videos because they can't sleep at night, it's going to recommend Eric's Drink Whiskey to them to lull them to sleep, hopefully.
Yeah.
Or hopefully not. We want to watch our videos. So that's important because coming up this month, we've got, again, our holiday gift guides coming out. We also have some very special surprises that are going to get kind of released off cycle. I'm psyched out of my mind about it. It's going to be so cool.
Been drinking and thinking.
So
and passing out and thinking again.
It may go over like a fart in church, but we're going to do it anyway. So stay tuned for us there.
Also, if you want to listen to us, we do have a podcast up of our unedited content. You'll be hearing all this crazy banter and weird and technical issues and tirades, unedited and unfiltered on Apple Podcast and Shout Engines. EDW NCF
stands for Eric's Drink Whiskey, non-chill filtered. This episode is pretty tame. Podcast listeners aren't going to get too much except for some technical difficulties. But boy, Wild Turkey Month.
As soon as we get them sign off, I'll give them one.
So, this has been really fun. This is kind of an idea that we cooked up. I know we've really enjoyed it, putting together this weird flight for you guys and highlighting some bottles that nobody in a million years would have put together, but have kind of a commonality of they've got that holiday spirit to them. It's definitely put us in the holiday spirit. Got the Eric's Drink Whiskey studio here decorated. Eric's wearing a Santa hat. We hope it puts you in the holiday spirit. We hope you stick with us all throughout this festive holiday season. And until next time, folks, cheers.
Cheers.